man who stayed in a room long after the walls had started to close in on him, not because he loved the room, not because it kept him safe, but because he knew every crack in the wall, every sound it made at night. The pain inside that room was predictable, familiar, and somehow that felt easier than stepping outside into the unknown. He had been hurt there before, many times. Disappointment became routine. Loneliness felt normal. Even heartbreak stopped feeling sharp and started feeling expected. And when people asked him why he didn't leave, he said nothing. Because how do you explain that pain you recognize feels less frightening than happiness you don't? This is how emotional addiction begins. Not with chaos, but with repetition. We return to relationships that wound us, not because we enjoy suffering, but because suffering has become fluent. We understand it. We know how to survive it. Peace, on the other hand, feels suspicious. Quiet feels empty. Love without anxiety feels unreal. So we choose what hurts again and again. We replay old patterns. We relive the same arguments, the same neglect, the same silence, and we call it loyalty, or destiny, or love. But deep down, it is familiarity wearing a convincing mask. The man in the room once tried to leave. He stepped outside briefly, and the freedom terrified him. No script, no predictable pain, just possibility. So he returned to the room, convincing himself it wasn't that bad. That's the cruel trick of familiar pain. It doesn't scream, it whispers, "At least you know me." But here is the truth most people avoid. Pain that feels familiar is still pain, and choosing it repeatedly, slowly teaches the heart that it deserves no better. Healing feels uncomfortable at first, not because it hurts more, but because it asks you to unlearn what you adapted to. It asks you to stop confusing intensity with meaning. It asks you to walk away without knowing what comes next. The advice is simple but not easy. If something hurts you in the same way every time, it is not fate. It is a habit, and habits can be broken. Do not ask why leaving feels scary. Ask why staying feels normal. The moment you stop feeding familiar pain is the moment your life begins to feel unfamiliar in the best way possible.